What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with a NIO raw price action and statistical threat of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them can consider joining our trading community, ARCab, on Discord. Okay, you guys, without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into these charts. So today, you guys, we actually faced, hold on just a sec. Yeah, there we go. We actually faced rejection right at the spot that we were talking about in the last thread, you guys. And as you can see over here, the let me just make sure that that is the one. Yeah, the 30-day exponential moving average. This is the implied direction that we were talking about in our last thread, and it has since started to follow that, you guys. We're on the daily chart right here. So we pushed up to this area that we said would likely be our resistance, and now we're pushing back down, and we have found support at the 618 at about 1085, you guys. So what I am looking at right here is that we also have moved above the 10-day simple moving average and the 7-day exponential moving average, you guys. This is a very good thing, and based on this price action, you guys, just on raw price action, it looks like we could potentially be able to come back down a bit more and test this area one more time as a valid support before a continuation onto the upside. But I am still sorry, you guys, just drank a lot of water. I'm still bullish on the short, on the not immediate short term. I would say short term to long term, actually, for NIO stock, you guys. So let's go ahead and move on to the next chart to see what we have. Oh, one more thing, you guys. If we did start moving to the upside, we have now made the 50-day simple moving average share confluence with the 618 at 1486, you guys. So this is definitely a potential target to look for as a per se a first stop at a place where we can actually test this area and then come back down right over here and start testing our 30-day exponential moving average as a form of support before a continuation onto the upside, you guys. So in a larger perspective for the new viewers, we are actually looking at a macro sized descending broadening wedge, and this wedge usually represents the nervousness and the indecision in the markets, you guys, which is very much in accordance as to what's been happening since the start of our bear market at around December 2021, you guys. So we have since created what I like to talk about, the golden rule of three. We have since touched or tested the resistance of this broadening descending wedge 3 times already. Now, usually after the third test, we face a capitulation event before an attempt of true breakout on the fourth iteration, in which case we would likely touch this area right here within the next days and weeks, you guys. So we would touch the 2538 potentially before facing downside to now test the newly converted resistance into support before a continuation onto the upside, you guys. NIO has a price objective for this formation, and that price objective, you guys, is at a total of about 67, just over $67, you guys. So this is usually the price objective for this formation, but it is going to take some time for us to get there, guys. Definitely weeks, months. So make sure to eyeball what's happening within this area, guys. This is why we're covering it, right? So let's go ahead and move on to the next chart and see what we have. Okay, so this is going to be the statistical side of our analysis, you guys. For the new viewers, listeners, please take a gander at this. This is volatility that we're looking at, represented by BBWP, this indicator. Volatility is direction neutral, and we can pair it with a momentum oscillator such as this one right here, which is the stochastic momentum, in order for us to gauge a bias in direction. In my experience, this indicator has given me about a 75 to 85% accuracy based on different tickers, you guys. So this is not perfect, but it's very good in guessing the direction, you guys. And as you can see, we are now from a fully expanded level, which I consider to be above the 90 percentile, which this is, let me just go ahead and make a trend line right over here, which I consider to be above this trend line right here, you guys. These are critical expansive levels. The longer that we sit up here, the bigger the volatility will be for the coming contraction phase, you guys. So it looks like the contraction phase has started, and it is this. I'm saying this based on the volatility component, which is this spectrum line, versus the average, the moving average, you guys. The spectrum line, or the volatility component, has since now started its decline. So this is why we pair it with a momentum oscillator, so that we can see which way the volatility is coming in. So volatility is suggested to come into the upside, you guys. We are in a large time frame here. This is the 2-day, so it's likely to take time for it to realize, you guys. So definitely mind that. Okay, so now the statistical metrics are based on me looking back throughout the entire trading history of NIO stock. So every single time we have reached these expansive levels and started a contraction phase, I have taken note of those iterations and measured the duration of the iteration, the upside thrust of that iteration versus how many times it had it correct or incorrect. And that gives us these metrics right over here, you guys. So based on total 5 iterations, 4 of them have been correct in guessing the upside. That gives us an upside accuracy of 80% with an average upside thrust of 257.53% over the span of just over 84 days, 84 and a quarter days. This is proof of work, you guys. So what's very interesting here is that we've never actually touched this low in the entire trading history of NIO stock, you guys. So if you can look right over here, I've made a trend line right here. So we're actually reversing from historical lows here, you guys. We have made a new all-time low from let's see. So since the beginning of trading of NIO, since October 2018, you guys, we have never made a low this profound. So we are now moving upwards and onwards, you guys. And this is in accordance with the volatility suggesting a contraction phase beginning. So now applying before I say this, you guys, I am not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do say within these videos as a form of entertainment. Do your own DD and we'll be okay, right, you guys? We can always discuss these analyses in Discord. I'm going to leave the links in the description below for you to consider joining the ARCa trading community. So let's go ahead and apply the statistical metrics, you guys. So please remember that these are statistical metrics. They are not certainty, so it's important for us to consider that, you guys. So we have a 257.53% upside thrust, which puts us in direct confluence with the 1.618 golden mean, you guys. This is a very special, sorry, let me go ahead and undo that. That's a very special target, you guys. So it is important for us to know that the likelihood of us passing this is very much unlikely, but it is a massive move, and we're talking about $38.77 over the span of weeks, potentially some months, you guys. But the span is giving us right here, you guys. This is 84 days, so you're looking at about two months, 3 months, something like that. But it's an averaged iteration. I'm sorry, it's an averaged mean. So we have to take that into account, you guys. In doing so, we would actually cover this small gap that we have right over here with a span of about 2651 to 2728. So this gap would be closed, and our 200-day moving average is actually still moving in the implied direction that we talked about. This would likely be the next area of support for us if we do clear all the way up to our average move, you guys. We could actually make a test of the 1.618 followed by a retracement to try to test this as a valid support before a continuation to either the upside or whatever is gonna be shown on the charts that at that moment, you guys. We're actually gonna have to refer back to this and check it out. Let's go ahead and move on to the next chart and take a look at what we have. So based on our downside move, you guys, we were actually already able to see the potential of this move due to these drives that you see over here, you guys. See, these are 3 drives of primary 4-hour RSI hidden bearish divergence, and you can see that it has since moved to the downside, you guys. In doing this thrust to the upside, you guys, we actually created another gap, but we actually solidified, finally covering this this large gap from over here. So we have made another gap that you know, it's a psychological component. So sometimes the trade likes to take these things down to this level, you guys. So if we can take a look at the target right here, the upside target of this gap is about $10.53, which actually rhymes, let's go back, which actually rhymes with our 7-day exponential moving average on the daily, you guys. Right over here, the yellow line. Yeah, it's 1053, right on the money, you guys. So the 1053 is likely to be a type of support. The SMA 10 is actually sitting at about 1024. I doubt that's where the bottom of the support is. So this is 996, you guys. If we were able to see some, what is 996? So 996 is right about here, which is the absolute support of this candle right here. So yeah, so yeah, look, I want you guys to look at these metrics here. This is the opening, close, low, high of the candles. So you can see that the closing is 994. So we're closing, and it's actually very confluent with our 30-day exponential moving average on the daily chart as well, you guys. So we can face that 996 area down here as well as a secondary support, you guys. We have two moving averages right here. One for support and this for support, and also the entire gap as a support as well, you guys. So yeah, I would think I would suggest entry possibly within these levels for us to be able to catch a long position. In doing so, we can actually see that we're creating a series of higher lows right here, you guys. So if we were able to put this, let's just say that the trend line was something like this, right? And we're looking at trading, we can actually see that we can potentially reach this in confluence with what we're doing with this ascending triangle setup. And another thing that we could look at is the fact that we could potentially be testing a triangle top right now. So if you look at this right over here, you guys, we have a triangle being formed. So I can actually make this just a little dimmer so that we can be able to see what's really going on, right? So we have a triangle set up right over here, you guys, and it is attempting to test the support before a continuation onto the upside. Honestly, these triangles tend to break out officially more along these areas right here, which is definitely confluent with what I'm talking about touching right here. 70%, 75% is usually where triangles tend to realize their true nature. So we are in a sense making this could, I mean, there's also the potential, you guys, I mean, we're looking at several possibilities here. There's also the potential to where we are making an ascending channel as well. As you can see right here, you guys, there is a few potentials of what we're looking at. So, and this is also presenting another trading type of opportunity, you guys, which is your standard A, B, C, D. So you're looking at A, point B right here. We have the long position right here for C, and then the take profit for shorts would be at D right over here, you guys. So this is potential as well. And in realizing the move to the downside, we can actually cover this gap and continue on continue on that trend to the upside, you guys, which I almost feel like it's more likely that it's more likely that we're doing that within this ascending channel, you guys. This is a trend that we can follow for a trade. But anyway, you guys, I think this is a pretty good place for me to leave off the video. If you want to join the trading community, ARCa for Discord, I'm going to leave the links in the description below. If you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to me, you guys. I'll try to get to you as soon as I can. I know a lot of requests are coming in. Another thing, please don't fall for any of the ARCa clones, okay? I will never ask you for your bank information, your wallet information, none of that stuff, okay? You guys, people are just, I don't know, my channels are starting to grow, my socials are starting to grow, so now people are starting to imitate me and stuff. So just keep an eye out for that stuff, you guys, okay? And with that said, I wish you a good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.